Hare Krishna, Kamal, Lochan, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your valuable time and association this morning. Please take over the call, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 24, verse number 19. Maitreya Uvacha Prasetasaha Pituhu Vakyam Shirasa Adaya Sadvaha Disham Pratīchim Prayayuhu Tapasi Advitaha Vetasa. Maitreya Uvacha Prasetasa Piturvakyam Prasetasa Piturvakyam Shirasadaya Sadhavaha Shirasadaya Sadhavaha Disham Pratīchim Prayuhu Disham Pratīchim Prayuhu Tapasya Adrita Chetasaha Tapasya Drita Chetasaha Tapasya Drita Chetasaha. Maitreya Uvacha Rachetasa Pitruvakyam Shirasadaya Sadhavaha Shirasadaya Sadhavaha Disham Pratīchim Prayayuhu Tapasya Drita Chetasaha. Word to word meaning. Maitreya Uvacha. The great sage Maitreya continued to speak. Prachetasam, all the sons of King Prachina Barhi. Pituhu, of the father. Vakyam, words. Shirasa, on the head. Adaya, accepting. Sadvaha, all pious. Disham, direction. Pratīchim, western. Prayayuhu, went away. Tapasi, adrita. Tapasi, in austerities. Adrita, think seriously. Chetasaha, in the heart. Translation is by great Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great sage Maitreya continued, my dear Vidura, because of their pious nature, all the sons of Prachina Barhi very seriously accepted the words of their father with heart and soul. And with these words on their heads, they went towards the west to execute their father's order. In this verse, Sadhavaha, meaning pious or well-behaved, is very important, especially at the present moment. It is derived from the word sadhu. A perfect sadhu is one who is always engaged in described as sadhavaha because of their complete obedience to their father. The father, king, and spiritual master are supposed to be representatives of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and as such they have to be respected as the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Lord. It is the duty of the father, spiritual master, and the king to regulate their subordinates in such a way that ultimately become fully allied devotees of the Supreme Lord. That is the duty of the superiors, and it is the duty of the subordinates to obey their orders perfectly and in a disciplined way. The word Shirasa is also significant. The Prachetas accepted the orders of the Father who carried them on their head, which means they accepted them in complete surrender. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Saptam Yem Rupat Kadamaiham Nasati Pradan Vandeham Shri Guru Shriyuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Badan Sahagana Lalita Shishakanta He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandha Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namo Saptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishavanasute Devi Pranamami Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare In the 15th verse, Maitreya told, Yaduttam Patihi Drishtena Girishena Atitva Tat Jayanto Japantascha Bhutentascha Tam So, Maitreya told, Oh Vidura, what happened is, all these Prachetas, Girishena Prasidata. Girishena Prasidata. Girisha means Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva became very pleased with them. And what happened? He gave them a special mantra. And what did they do with this mantra, with these prayers? They Yayamano Japantascha Pujayantascha Samyata. So they chanted, complete control of their mind and meditated, chanted and worshiped, taught by Lord Shiva. So in this way, they worship the Lord. So Lord Shiva gave a special mantra called Rudra Gita, which is going to be described now, which were chanted by the Prachetas, by which the Lord became very pleased, Krishna became pleased. So the mantras given by Lord Shiva, they have the potency to please Lord Krishna. Because Lord Shiva is a very great teacher. Vaishnavana Mitashanku is a great Vaishnava. Not only just a great Vaishnava, he is a great Vaishnava preacher. Because we know the beautiful 8 verses which was spoken by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glorifying Lord Shiva is known as Shivashtakam by Lord Shiva. It says Gana Pravinaya, Gana Pravina, Shri Krishna Govinda Ityadi Ramamrita Panamattaha. Lord Shiva is always completely engrossed, is intoxicated by constantly chanting the names of Krishna. Like honeybee, it drinks the honey and is just completely intoxicated. Anyway, Lord Shiva is intoxicated with chanting the mantras and Lord Krishna. And he gives these mantras to different people. Now here for Prachetas, he gives a special mantra. This special mantra, which actually summarizes the entire Pancharatra. Of course, the Rudra Gita is going to start after a few verses. But to give you a small introduction to Rudra Gita, the way Lord Shiva has described Rudra Gita is very interesting because there are a certain category of scriptures called Pancharatmik scriptures. You must have heard this word Pancharatmik scripture, especially Narada Pancharatra. Narada Pancharatra is one of the 108 Pancharatras, 108 Pancharatra scriptures. Pancharatra, the knowledge given by Lord Krishna to Brahma or different people according to different times in 5 nights. It's also called Pancharatra. Pancha, Ratra, Ratra means night, night means darkness, darkness means ignorance. And the 5 kinds of ignorance, that is avidya, asmita, raga, desha, and avinivesha. So these 5 kinds of ignorance are destroyed by engaging ourselves in service of Krishna, in Krishna. Especially the Pancharatma scriptures talks about different forms of Krishna. So there are different Pancharatma scriptures talking about different categorizations of the forms of Krishna. And all the categorizations of different forms of Krishna are summarized by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sanatana Goswami. If you open one book called Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, there are 2 chapters. One chapter's name is His Forms Are One and the Same. And another chapter is Avatars. So these 2 chapters summarizes one section in Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is a conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sanatana Goswami. So this is actually summarization of the entire Pancharatma scriptures, which talks about the form of Krishna, especially within the forms of Krishna, which are at 5 different levels. Para, Vyuha, Purusha, Antaryami, Archa. So there is elaborate discussion about the 5 different levels of the manifestation of absolute truth. The forms of the absolute truth, manifestation of forms of the absolute truth at 5 different levels. Para, Krishna in the spiritual world, and his viewers, Sankarshna, Pradyumna, Anuruddha, and Vasudeva. So these viewers are also described there in the Rudra Gita. You see what is the function of Sankarshna, Pradyumna, Anuruddha, elaborate, very nice. And then you have Purusha. Purusha is Karanadaksha Vishnu is there lying in the Kashi ocean, and millions of Brahmandas are coming out. Yashri Ganishwasi Sakalamata Valambya Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagadandanatha. Jagadandanatha. He is Natha, entire Jagat, all Jagadanda. Jagadanda means universals which are manifesting just by breathing out. Millions of universes are coming out of the threadboards of Mahavishnu. He breathes in, all the universes go inside, and all Brahmas died. 100 years of Brahma, one breath of Vishnu. One breath of Vishnu. So, Purusha, that is Para, Yuha, Purusha, Antaryami, the Lord is there everywhere. There is one manifestation of the form of the Lord who is everywhere. But none of these forms can be worshipped by the conditioned souls, because conditioned souls require a special form where they can relate to, that is deity Archa. That is why the Archa form of the Lord is the most compassionate form of the Lord. So the first Archa manifestation of the Lord happened in many places, of course, different Puranas describe in different places. But in one place it describes that the first Archa manifestation happened in the spiritual abode itself. There is one form of Krishna, the deity form of Krishna. So actually there is no requirement of any deity there. There is a deity form of Krishna in the spiritual abode itself. And that deity was worshipped. He was worshipped by Krishna himself. So when Krishna appeared, he brought the deity down. Dwaraka, Krishna is to worship one deity. Krishna is worshipping himself. We know the past tense of Krishna. He wanted to show that how a perfect grihastha should be, that he would get up early in the morning and worship the deity. So we are thinking why I am talking about all this in the connection. Because this verse today, it talks about how Pratetasaha Piturpakyam Shirasadaya Swadhavaha. Disham Pratichim Disham Pratichim Prayayuhu. They went to the western direction. Where did they go? The Prachetas went to a beautiful place in Kerala called Guruvayur. So that is why I am talking about the deity. Remember the deity because they went to the west and they went to Guruvayur there. So thinking of the deity, I am talking about this Archana. It's a connection. I'll come back to it. So we have Krishna worshipping a beautiful form of the Lord. He is worshipping the deity form of the Lord. His own deity form. It is shown to the entire world how the Pancharatras are very important. How to worship the Lord is very important. Because the senses can only be under control when we worship the deity form of the Lord. The Krishna himself is worshipping a beautiful deity. What happened when Krishna or Dwaraka drowned? Then he instructed to tell Guru and Vayu to take this deity in place and worship at a proper place. The Guru, that is Brahaspati, what is Jupiter, Brahaspati, is a spiritual master for the technique. So he and Vayu we know very well, Vayu Devata Hanuman, both of them carried this deity all the way to south from Dwaraka. So they were finding a proper place for the deity. What happened was, at the time, Parshram reached the entire kingdom, all place right at the south of Nasik, all the way, some people say Gokarna, all the way to Kanyakumari. The whole Kshetra is known as Parashurama Kshetra. And there Parashuram, he had told those people in Kerala that I am giving you 32 rivers in a small piece of land. And you don't have to do anything, just do bhajan. Your land will be so fertile that automatically every need will be fulfilled just by you engaging in worship. That's all, just worship. That is why you find so many temples in that land. Right from Gokarna, you go all the way, Western Ghats, take a train. Every few hundred meters you'll find some temple. It will be a Lord Shiva temple, it will be a Durga temple, Kartikeya temple, or Krishna temple. Some temple will be there. Okay? Parashuram told, here your only job is to worship. Worship is your work. That's what he had told them. But somehow he thought, what is it? You also need to work. They start worshipping and start working. What happened? They caught up with a severe disease. And there they were struggling what to do. They were not knowing. The disease was not going. That is the time when Guru and Vayu brought these deities of Guru Vayu, Krishna. The deity is worshipped by Krishna. So then Parashuram told, oh, please stay here, because if you are staying here and these people will worship you, and by worshipping you, oh Lord, then that is the only way they can get rid of all these things. So then what is the right place to place Guru Vayu, Krishna deity? And Lord Shiva was there. There is a Rudra Tirtha. That is the place where the Pachitas went. At that time, Krishna was not, this past thing happened later. So Lord Shiva, he told, no, I will shift my place. I will give my place to Lord Krishna. That is why Lord Shiva originally was staying at that place. Now the Guruvayur deities are there. I don't know how many of you have been to Guruvayur deities, Guruvayurappan. It is very nice sometimes when you come back to India, when you visit India, make sure you visit the deity, Guruvayurappan deity. Very, very powerful deity. Very great Kshetra. It is actually known as Partharsarthi Kshetra. Even before Guruvayur appeared, the Kshetra is known as Partharsarthi Kshetra because the Lord is eternally manifested as Partharsarthi in space. Of course, there are so many stories that can be told about it. Now, Lord Shiva, he knew very well that if Krishna comes, he wants the best place. I am going to give my place to Lord Shiva, Lord Krishna went. Badri also did the same thing. Krishna went as Badri Vishal and Narnarayan Rishi, and there, as a small boy, he went. Parvati fell in love with that boy. Oh, my dear son, so beautiful, so beautiful. Lord Shiva told her, be careful. It's a lonely place. Nobody is here. Where is this small boy coming from? Parvati told her, you always use too much of intelligence. God, it was so beautiful. The boy was crying, I want a place to stay. And Parvati told him, oh, why don't you stay in our house? And Lord Shiva told you, see, this boy is very nutcut. Once he enters our house, no way that you are going to stay. Our house is gone. And Parvati told, such a beautiful boy, we are going to surrender everything. So Parvati let him inside. And when they took bath in Tattakund and came back, and what happened? Lord Krishna as Narayana, Badri Narayana, he occupied the place of Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva knew very well. Krishna wants to come to the place where he is doing bhajan. That is a potency of a devotee. Wherever devotee does bhajan, that becomes very dear to Lord Krishna for him to stay. Naham tishtha vaikunte, yoginam api griheshu va, madbhakta gayanti tata tishtha vinarda. Whenever bhajan stali, that is why we go to parikrama, when we see, oh, this is the place Narottam Das Thakur sat. Oh, that because when Narottam Das Thakur sits, Krishna is sitting there. And this is the place. Oh, Madhvacharya walked. Oh, that means Krishna walked there. Oh, this is the place. Ramanuja, he just washed his hands. Oh, Krishna is there. So that is the power of devotee. Krishna Kumar, Krishna Tipare, Kumara Shakatiyaj. Wherever devotees are walking even, they are sitting, they carry Krishna in their heart. Pantastena Gadabritaha. Pantastena Gadabritaha. Krishna is sitting in the heart of the devotee. So wherever devotees sit and do bhajan, that place becomes a very dear place for Krishna. And Lord Shiva knew it. Now if Krishna comes, I have to vacate my place. So let us go now to the other side of the bank of this Tirtha, Rudra Tirtha, which is being described in the next verse onwards. Rudra Tirtha is described, which is a very beautiful, silent place, nice water, peaceful water. So Guru Ayappan came and he sat there. So he is known as Guru Ayappan because Guru and Vayu brought the deity of Krishna, worshipped by Krishna, from Dwarka to this place called Rudra Tirtha. So now at present, Lord Shiva is known as Mamur Shiva because that small town, which was known as Mamur, where Lord Shiva shifted. Then Parvati told, you do your meditation. Now Krishna has come, I want to serve him. My son has come, I want to serve him. Parvati has a special Vatsalya. That is why if you go to Guru Ayappan temple, after having darshan of Guru Ayappan, you should have darshan of Parvati because she is there eternally serving Lord Krishna, thinking him as a son. There is a many Vatsalya Bhaktas have manifested. Guru Rama, many people who have developed an affection for Krishna and the Vatsalya Rasa appear in that place. So Lord Shiva is there in that place. So he spoke this Rudra Gita, which is actually talking about different forms of Krishna, and especially 4 vyuhas, that is Sankarshna, Pradyumna, and Vasudeva. And ultimately, Archa, worshipping that one form of Krishna which a conditioned soul can worship is Archa, that is deity form. So the deity form, first deity form, which is manifested in Vaikuntha, which was brought by Krishna and worshipped in Dwarka, and that is there in Guruvayur. Now, that is a place where the Pachetas went. And they chanted the Rudra Gita. And Krishna became very pleased. So as soon as Vidura told this thing, that the song or the Gita, the mantra given by Girishena Prasidata, that mantra which was given by Girisha here refers to Lord Shiva. What did they do? Tadnyayanto jabantascha pujayantascha samyataha. Dhyayantaha, first is dhyan. Whenever you worship, first you should do manasika and then worship. Even chanting also, first, when you see for chanting, you should meditate. First meditate. What are you chanting? You're not chanting just some ordinary sounds. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Not ordinary sound. Meditate, Jayantaha. First meditate on the glory of the holy name, the sweetness of the holy name. That is why before you chant the name of Krishna, glorify the name of Krishna. Because that is meditating the greatness of meditating on the power of Krishna's name. Sri Krishna Namadi Navavidrahya Devonmukhe Juhado Swayameva Yataha Navachintavani Krishna Chaitanya Kuntimku Aminatvat Namanamino Namashtakam. So many glories of the names. And then meditate on the glory. And then what we do? Meditate on the sweetness of the name of Krishna. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the mantra, which is sweet. It's not just the name which is full of glory or majesty. Aishwarya, Nama, like Krishna has Aishwarya form and Madhurya form. The same way Nama also has Aishwarya form and Madhurya form. That Nam, mantra, Krishna Mahamantra, the name of Krishna, Krishna Nam, has got Aishwarya form. And the description of Aishwarya form is something like, there are some verses which say that by chanting one name of Krishna, you can get rid of sins, so many sins that you cannot even commit. That is the power of one name of chanting one name of Krishna. That is what? Glory of Krishna. But what is the sweetness form of the name of Krishna? Like Goswami says, Tunde Tanda Vinira Pimbitanute Ndavali Lattaye Karnakoda Kadambini Katayate Karna Tujebhyaspriham Yeda Prangana Sangirim Vijayate Avendriyanam Kritim Nojane Janita Kiya Siramrite Krishna Divarnatmai. So in this verse, the sweetness, the madhurima of Nama, of name of Krishna is increased. So first we should meditate. Oh, it's a wonderful thing that just by chanting one Krishna, Krishneti Varnatmai, 2 syllables, what is happening? The amount of ecstasy Rupa Goswami was feeling was that he just he's feeling that one tongue is not enough. Vrundavali Labdhaye. I want millions of tongues. And when the name of Krishna enters the ears, Karnakroda Kadambhini, meditation. Karnakroda Kadambhini Katayate. It enters the ears, ear hole. Then the ecstasy which Rupa Goswami is feeling that, oh, 1 year is not enough. I want billions of years. And when the name of Krishna, the Madhurima of the name of Krishna, it enters through the ears, it enters the heart. Cheda Prangara Sanginim Vijayate Sarvendriyanam. It conquers all the activities of senses. That means all the senses become stunned. Eyes are there, form is there, but not ears are there, nothing else I am able to hear. All the senses become completely stunned. I only find myself and name. So, I don't know how much nectar is filled in these 2 syllables, Krishna. The nectar or ocean of the holy name is how long, how deep, how wide, I don't know. Naujane Chanita Kiyabdirambrate. That is why Dhyayantaha, the word I am explaining, Dhyayantaha, 15. So when mantra is first is Manasik Puja. Even if you enter before the entering the deity room, you are supposed to do Manasik. And then Japantaha, then after doing Dhyan, you do Japa, and you find, oh, perfection of Japa comes. And then Pujantaha, then offer. So first is Dhyana, including the glories, Sankalpa, etc., etc. And then Japa, and then Puja.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji, what happened?
He connected to it, right?
Yeah. Can you call him, Mataji?
I'll call him.
Thank you, Mataji.
Prabhuji, are you there in the line?
Yes, I'm in the line. I don't know where I left off. Can anybody remind me?
You were describing about meditating before chanting. You described
Yes. Yes, yes. So, first is meditation, dhyayantaha, and then you do japa. And after do japa, puja. Puja means you offer. Whatever you have done, japa, whatever the phala is there, oh Lord, it is belonging to you, not to me. I chanted only for your pleasure. You are happy, I am happy. So in this way, Maitreya told Vidura that there was a mantra given by Lord Shiva to the Prachetas, and after getting the mantra, they meditated, they chanted, and they offered puja. They did puja. Then Vidura in the 16th verse, he says that Pravedasam Girishena. So please clearly tell me what Lord Shiva told. Yaduta haraha pritas. So being pleased with the Prachetas, what did Lord Shiva tell them? I want to know the mantra. It may be secret, but still I want to know. And then they say, oh, it is very rare in this world that Lord Shiva is the... Even the great yogis cannot have darshan of Lord Shiva. What is the thing which made Lord Shiva appear in front of Prachetas? On his own will, even Prachetas did not call Lord Shiva. They did not worship him. They did not do anything. What is there within the Prachetas which attracted Lord Shiva to come near them, appear in front of them? And now, Lord Shiva, he is known to give so many boons to people, material boons. But we find that Lord Shiva, he came here on his own will, and Prachetas had no desire for attaining anything material. What is the reason they appeared, Lord Shiva appeared? So, these are the two questions. One is, what was the mantra which was spoken? Number two, what is the reason for which Lord Shiva appeared in front of them? So now Maitreya answers the second point by this verse, that is the 19th verse. It says, Prateta sapriturvakyam shirasadhaya sadhavaha And these Prachetas were who? Sadhavaha. Sadhavaha word comes from the word sadhu. Sadhu from the word sadhu, sadhavaha comes. We have this very interesting words. Titikshvaha, karudikaha, surgaspradehinam, ajadashatraha, shanta, sadhavaha, sadhabhushana. Here also the word sadhavaha comes. Now the six qualities of a sadhu are described in that verse. Of course, the six qualities of the sadhu, which are described in that verse by Kapila to Devyuti, are only the secondary characteristics of sadhu. The primary characteristic is what? Madarte, Diktatavaha, Madarte, Zgavan, Sujarvandavaha. One be willing to do anything. A sadhu is willing to do anything or give up anything for the sake of Krishna. That is sadhu. That is the primary characteristic of sadhu. The secondary characteristic of Titikshva is very tolerant. Karunikaha is very merciful. Ikshvaha, Karunikaha. Surya Sarvainam. He is friendly to everyone. Ajara Shatraha, he doesn't have any enemies. He doesn't think somebody else is his enemy. Other people may think that is my enemy, but he doesn't think. Titikshvaha, Karunikaha, Surya Sarvainam, Ajara Shatraha, Shanta. Shanta means very peaceful, he has no material desires. Sadhavaha means one who conducts his life according to scriptures. He is well mannered, well behaved. So, Srila Prabhupada in the purport, he actually talks about this point. Well behaved. He says it's very important, especially at the present moment. Behavior. It's a big subject matter now. Actually, we talk big philosophy, but when it comes to behavior, very obnoxious because of Western culture. Intrusion of Western culture into a movement. So horrible that he taught the highest philosophy, which even Vedas are completely amazed, Krishna Prema. But when it comes to the behavior, very obnoxious. Big problem. Srila Prabhupada in the Ishopanishad, when he describes 19 points of knowledge, in the purport he talks about 19 points of knowledge. Nothing but the translation of the verses in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 8 to 12. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 verses. They are all together in the 13th chapter. There, Etatjnanam Yatodjnanam Anyatha. Krishna says that whatever I have listed, these 19 points, they are knowledge, and other than that, they are only ignorance, ajnanam. So in the first one, what is the first point is that Amaritvam, second Adambitvam, Kshantirarjavam, Acharyopasam, Chautam, Swastanigra. In this way, Indriya, Desho, Irakyam, Ahankara, all 19 aspects of knowledge are described. The first one is Amaritvam. Very interestingly, Srila Prabhupada, when he writes the same, it translates the word Amaritvam or humility or pridelessness. When he translates this word pridelessness, in Ishopanishad he says, one should be a gentleman. Very interesting. He translates pridelessness as being gentleman. Nobody becomes a gentleman wearing some suit and boot. One becomes a gentleman by proper behavior. Because if you have pride in your heart, that translates into improper behavior. Improper behavior is not because of just lack of training, it is actually because of lack of humility, because of so much of pride. It translates into behavior. That is why it is very important for every child to be trained in proper behavior. I still remember in my childhood, small mistake, mother is to beat black and blue. Of course, in America you cannot do it, hurt. But there is not a single day I was not being beaten by one mother, especially South Indian mothers, very dangerous. They do a small mistake. Why? It is not because they have some hatred or something like that. It is because that is how you should groom the child in proper behavior. If you just show your forefinger, my index finger, to somebody. Oh, you like that? Gone. Go from the kitchen, and hot rod will come. Red hot. You put on the finger. Well, never forget that I should not misbehave with elders. So, this training somehow is lacking these days. That is why Srila Prabhupada in the purport he says it is very important, especially at the present moment, because we are actually seeing that it is the question of around 70s, in 1930s, Prabhupada is writing the purport. He could see that the leaders of the society, the parents, they are not training the children in proper behavior. Of course, they themselves don't have proper behavior, what they'll do, what training they'll give. But it is very important. We are talking the highest philosophy, and we don't have a character and the morality and the behavior to hold the highest philosophy, then it is so disgusting. That is why proper behavior, one should be gentleman. Lord Shiva gets attracted. Lord Shiva got attracted actually to their sadhavaha, they are pious, well behaved. So, a perfect sadhu is one who is always engaged in devotional service to the Lord, Supreme Personality Godhead. Now, Prachina Buddhist sons were described as sadhavaha because of their complete obedience to their father. Now, among different aspects of behavior, the foremost is obedience. Obedience. Now, being obedient son is a very important aspect. Because of Krishna consciousness, you may say, oh, I am Krishna conscious, I will not listen to my father. I only listen to somebody else. No, it doesn't work like that. As long as you're in your house and then you're a father, you should be obedient to your father. Just say Parashuram. His father ordered Parashuram, kill your mother. Parashuram, what did he do? He just went to get sword and pursued and killed his mother, cut off his neck of his mother. They say, no, Parashuram should have not done it. His father was so pleased. Oh, you have obeyed my order? Now you tell me what would you want? And Parashuram told, I want my mother's life back. So Parashuram was so much having faith in his father that he has the power to bring his mother's life back. Of course, it cannot be just imitated in the present circumstance. But the principle is obedience. Lord Ramachandra, obedience. If you see the study, the conversation between Bharata and Lord Ram in Chitrakuta, because Bharata goes along with all his troops, entourage, and then he wants to somehow bring back Lord Ram back to Ayodhya. He tried his best. There are so many arguments which are given. Then in the argument, one of the argument was that Vasishta is your spiritual master, oh my dear brother. Bharata says, Vasishta is telling that you should come back. You should follow the orders of your spiritual master, Vasishta. Because spiritual master is more important than father. What an argument Bharata did. And Lord Ram tells a very important thing to Bharata. He says, spiritual master comes later. Spiritual master, what does he do? He gives education after this body is born. If this body would have not been there, mind would have not been there, intelligence would have been not there, what does the spiritual master do? So, it is the parents who are given this body and the mind intelligence. There is an argument given by Lord Ram. And Bharata gives another argument. He says, oh, then if that is the case, mother is more important because the Veda says, Matru Devo Bhava, and then it says Pitru Devo Bhava. And then Acharya Devo Bhava. So, mother is calling you back. Kaushalya is there. argues an argument there. You can see the drama in the particular section. He says, mother is only a bag, but the seed is given by the father. That is why it was my father's words which I had to keep it up. In this way, Lord Rama establishes his principle, father, mother, and the spiritual master. The gradation he establishes there. Of course, there are so many scriptures. If we go to Bhagavatam there, Yadu, he did not follow the order of his father for the sake of devotional service to Krishna. Of course, there are so many contradictions also. It can be harmonized very nicely. But here the subject matter is, Srila Prabhupada says, complete obedience to their father. We can go so many places of complete obedience to the father. Now, it is a duty of the father to keep the children in Krishna consciousness, usually training. And it is a duty of sons to be obedient. So this is what is the sum and substance of the purport of Srila Prabhupada, that one has to accept the orders of his father, Shirasa. Shirasa Vahami means I am going to accept the order of the spiritual master on my head, means taking responsibility. Srashadaya sadavaha visham pratichim prayayus tapas atrittacetasa. So what did they do? They accepted to do tapasya. Now, the procedure of getting any knowledge is to do tapasya. Knowledge cannot be attained by comfort, having a comfortable life. That is why children should not be given too many comforts. Give too many comforts and too many facilities, forget about education. Not possible. That is why you find, even in India, I'm talking about even material education. Those who crack IITs and medical and all, they are all coming from lower middle class families who had a lot of difficulties in their life. The city black children who have too many facilities, they don't crack IIT. They don't get, because it is tapasya which actually makes a person attain knowledge. Tapasya. To accept bodily and mental difficulties. So tapasya adrita chetasa. One should accept bodily and mental difficulties for the progress in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, it is very difficult to attain knowledge. So this is how the Prachetas, they were very happily accepting the bodily and mental difficulties for the sake of spiritual progress. Seeing this, Lord Shiva became very pleased and came by himself and then gave the mantra, that is the Rudra Geet, to the Prachetas. So we stop here. Any questions, please do ask.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. There are 2 online questions. Let me open it up. Okay, one question is about the story of Guru Vayurappan. So this Mataji is asking, Parashuram reclaimed the Kerala land from Gokarna. So how did the Rudra Tirtha come before that is the question, because it appears that the Prachetas were much before Parashuram. So was the land already there, or the tanks already there? That is the question.
Parashuram is there right from Satyuga. He was there. It was there, but the pastime with those people falling sick and all, that happened later. Lord Shiva is already there in the Parashuram Kshetra. He is there. He is eternally existing there.
Okay.
And Guru Vayurappan happened later. This pastime happened later. Parashuram did not just stay only. He is there, even he is a Chiranjeevi.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. And the other question is, it says, a question for Kamal Lochan Prabhu. In the stages, Avadut, and this is regarding some sannyasi orders. I don't know if it was from your previous class, but the question has come now. In the stages Avadut and before that, Paramahamsa, Parivrajacharya, Bahudaka, Kudi Chaka. Can you please tell me the difference? I understand Vairagya increases in proportion, but appreciate if you could explain it better. And can you clarify if in Avadut stage there is no fall down?
Okay. The first one is Kutichaka. That means the sannyasi, he goes out of the house and then goes to outside the village near the forest. He builds a small hut and stays there. That is Kutika. Kutika means is a small hut. And what happens is, he doesn't stay at his house, but the food comes from his house. Every day, breakfast, lunch, dinner would come. Because at least he is sure that my food is coming from home. Or some other person in the village. Sometimes not home, it is confirmed. It is guaranteed. Breakfast, lunch, dinner is available. And then comes Bhaudaka, means then there is no guarantee that the food is going to come. There he has got to go and beg. That means his surrender has become more and dependence on the Lord has become more. That food is guaranteed. I just try to do bhajan and then do some seva, give some lecture here and there. Somebody other will come and give. But the place is fixed. Then the third stage is Parivrajaka. At the stage of Parivrajaka, he travels to one place, other place. And the place is also not fixed. Food is also not fixed. Where is he going to get? There is no advance reservation. There is no advance intimation that I am going to come. So he just travels from one place to other place. Is by Parivrajaka, where he is more surrendered to Krishna in the terms of that he is so confident, he is so fearless that Krishna will take care of me. If I am serving him, Krishna is taking. I don't have to do any advance reservation. So this is Parivrajaka. He goes around and goes on different one place to the place. He doesn't have fixed residence. He doesn't have fixed place to eat. He doesn't have any guarantee that tomorrow where he's going to get the breakfast from, where he's going to get the dinner, where he's going to stay. Doesn't know. Completely dependent on the Lord. And then comes the Paramahamsa stage. This Paramahamsa stage is a stage where the sannyasi doesn't wear any more red clothes. He's wearing white. Because his struggle with his lust, with his desires are over now. And he totally engrossed his mind in Krishna consciousness. And now he is beyond all rules and regulations. And sometimes he may manifest his nature of being beyond all rules and regulations. Sometimes he may not. So when the Paramahamsa manifests his capacity or his nature of being beyond all rules and regulations, is called Avaduta. So not that every Paramahamsa need to manifest the nature of being Avaduta. Avaduta means one whose activities cannot be calculated by any smriti or defined by any smriti. He just does anything that comes to the mind. He doesn't have any external consciousness. If somebody is seeing me, or I should be dressed, or I should not behave like this. No, he's totally mad in Krishna consciousness. Like Nityananda, Avadhuta. So this is how there are gradations. Tichaka, Bahudaka, Parivrajaka, and Paramahamsa. And within Paramahamsa, when he manifests the nature of being beyond rules and regulations, that avastha, that situation is called Avadhuta. I hope I answered.
Thank you, Prabhu. Very nicely answered, Prabhu. So the question is, the second part of the question is there any fall down in the stage of Avadhuta?
It all depends on what kind of Avadhuta. If he is completely engrossed in Krishna Prema, he is attained Prema, there is no question of any fall down. But there are Avadhutas who are haven't realized. So there is a chance for them to fall down. Because Aroha Kruchena Parambadam Patanti Adaha. Because they are not relishing Krishna consciousness. They are not relishing the sweetness of Krishna. So there is a chance of they falling down. But however, who are relishing Krishna prema, they will not fall down because they attain prema. Prema is a stage when there is no question when you fall down. Even from bhava, there is no Sai Bhava, there is no fall down at all. Once you attain bhava, there is no question when you fall down. Very rare.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for clarifying both the questions. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a beautiful class. Is there anybody having any questions?
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much for the class. I have a question, but I want to follow up on the answer you gave just now about the sannyasis. The one I'm probably not pronouncing it probably, but the one on the Baltica level, he does not. His residence is fixed, but he's not depending on his family anymore for food. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So fixed residence, but not fixed food.
Yeah.
Okay, and then when you were discussing the tongue twister, Parivajikacharya.
Yeah.
You were saying why did you say he wears white?
No, Paramahamsa wears white.
Oh,
Parivrajika with saffron. Paramahamsa wears white.
Yeah, okay. Why did you say the Paramahamsa wears white?
Because saffron means it is struggle. It is an indication. Be away. I am not interested in Prajalpa. I am not interested in Maya. I am not interested in woman. I am not interested in material. And still the seeds are there in me. So please keep me away. I am struggling with my own life and my senses. So be away. That is the indication of saffron. Saffron means sacrifice and struggle. So now the struggle is over. Paramsa means you are already engrossed in Krishna Prema. There is no struggle now. Like we have verse in Bhagavad Gita, Param Drishtva Nivartate. He already Param Drishtva. He is already seen transcendence constantly. So there is no question of any struggle in his life.
Mm-hmm. One thing I find interesting about that is that, like Srila Prabhupada was saying, he wouldn't fall prey to Maya because he's always praying to Krishna heavily to keep me away.
Yeah.
In other words, you never take material nature for granted. You're always very vigilant.
Yeah.
So for a person to say to himself, I no longer have struggle, therefore I am wearing white, sounds kind of strange to me, that a person...
It is not that he wears it. He is given. He is given because of his position. It is not that wearing. It is not a fancy dress. He just wear it. It is a stage of consciousness when he has achieved that. And that is the time the spiritual master, the leader, they give award the Babaji Vesh. It is not just wearing.
So, the spiritual master...
We are talking about we are not talking about the dress. We are talking about the levels of consciousness. Yeah, let us stick to that. You don't want to get into any controversy and dress and all. But Babaji means Paramahamsa dress is white, is not that.
You said what?
Is white, it is not that. Yeah, Babaji Vesh or Paramahamsa Vesh is white. Bhaktivinoda Thakur took it up. So it is not saffron. Let us not go into the dress part of it. Let us just talk about the levels, 4 levels of sannyas and then consciousness. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Also, the other question I had was about when you mentioned, I think you said there was 5 levels or 5 categories of Krishna or God, you know.
Yeah.
At that
levels of manifestation.
Okay, can you go through that again for me?
Para,
Pada,
Para, Vyuha,
Vyuha,
Purusha,
Purusha,
Antaryami, Archa.
Okay. So, Pada means, what does Pada mean?
Krishna. Spiritual world. Krishna and spiritual world.
Okay.
Can you worship him?
Huh?
Can we worship in Krishna in the spiritual world? Can you bless Krishna in the spiritual world?
Not yet.
So that is why Krishna comes as Archa, 85. Either we can worship Mahavishnu. Either we can worship that Krishna is everywhere. So for the sake of accepting worship from the hands of the conditioned soul, he takes a special form called Archa, that is Deity form.
Also, you were, in the same context, you were mentioning that there is a deity form in the spiritual world, right?
Yes.
And so,
that is Guruvayurappan deity.
Huh?
The deity of Guruvayurappan in Guruvayur, in Kerala, that deity manifested from the spiritual world directly.
Because I'm just, of course, as we've been saying that, the Archa form is because we don't have the vision to see Krishna. So, why would deity form exist in the spiritual world where everybody can see? Everybody has a vision to see in the spiritual world.
Because he wants to manifest those deities in this world.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you. Can you repeat?
Okay, so stop here.
Oh. Can you repeat the last line you said? Because I wasn't able to hear you.
Hare Krishna.
Oh.
Gaurangi Mataji, you have a question? We can hear you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, can you hear us?
I don't think he heard me.
Last thing I did not hear.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Mataji was asking that a question about why the deities are in the spiritual world where everybody can see the Lord in person, and we couldn't hear your answer, Prabhuji.
I was saying that, in the spiritual world, there's no need for deity because everybody has vision. So why is there deity?
Yeah, this special deity of Guruvayurappan was manifest in the spiritual world and brought by Krishna here because ultimately all manifestations have come from the spiritual world itself. Then the special category of deity is called Swayam Vyakta, like Srirangam. It directly comes from the milk ocean, so that we can worship. When they come here to the spiritual, from the spiritual world to the material world, they get some material coverings, shaligram coverings, etc., etc. Nobody made the deity of Sri Ranganatha. Nobody made the deity of Guru Harap. These deities are Swayam Vyakta. There, Swayam Vyakta means what? They are coming to the spiritual world itself for the purpose of us worship.
I still ask, why would there be deity form in spiritual world? I don't know. There's no need there for a deity form.
There is no need, but there is a need in the material world. Where will it come from? Where will it come from? It has to come from there only.
But we don't say that about all the deity forms that are that.
Not all. That is why I told Swayam Vyakta.
Because you said that where else would it come from? But spiritual world. But you could ask that about the other deity forms that are here. And we don't say that about them.
Yeah, Jara Pratishtha, Brahma Pratishtha, Deva Pratishtha.
I don't understand what you're saying. But, okay, Prabhu. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we can't go further with that today.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Do you have time for one more prayer?
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji, I just wanted to follow up on the question on Gurayur and whole of Kerala. So you mentioned that Parashrama was already there when the Prachetas were meditating on, like near Rudratirtha, near Rudratirtha. Is that?
See, Parashram manifested that land. That is one thing. But when Guru Vayurappan came, that is the time when Parashram appeared, because he is Chiranjeevi. First thing you should know, Parashram is Chiranjeevi. It is not that he was there, he's not there now, he is Chiranjeevi, still there. Ashwattama, Hanuma, Vyasa, Kripa, Parashurama, they are all Chiranjeevis. So, we don't, but this Prachetas pastime happened before Guru Vayurappan came there. That is what I told.
Yes, Prabhuji. That I understood. That time there was only the waters there.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You can stop.
So yes. So please go ahead, Prabhuji. So sorry.
We can stop here.
Okay. Yes,
Haribo.
Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Indra Mataji, you are asking some follow-up question, right? Yes, Mataji. So the question was when, like, what the timeline for Parashrama was. That was it. So was he from Satya Yuga or from Treta Yuga? Which Yuga, Prabhuji? Prabhuji, are you there on the call?
I don't know if he's there, Mataji.
Oh, he got disconnected, Mataji. You only corrected him, right?
Yeah, but should I connect him again? He said that we can stop here. I'm not sure whether. Let me try.
Maybe having some other program, Mataji. I don't know. Okay, Mataji, then we can end the call here, Mataji.
Maybe I can ask him if he has another program. Please wait, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji.
And I heard some other Mataji also has some question. I don't know.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Mataji. I think the number is this. He got
Yeah,
another.
yeah. Just Mataji might be busy because still that much time only. We can
Okay. Okay, Mataji. So then we can end the call here, Mataji.
Gaurangi Mataji, if you, I can, if you want, I can just explain what he said the last for your question.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. That's so nice of you. Thank you.
So what he said was
Who is this? I'm
the
sorry.
ladies who are here, sometimes there are different kinds of pratishta, means different types of inviting the Lord to be in the deities. One is Deva Pratishta, one is 2-3 other Pratishta means installing the deities. So, for example, Jagannath Puri was done by Brahma himself, and some others we do with priests, and that way that there is a thing that has to be followed, that the deity has to be immersed in water for so many days, and then he's put in the Navadanya and grains, and the elaborate ceremonies are there to invite the Lord to be in the deity. So there are different kinds of inviting the Lord, which is called Pratishta. But one of the type is that the deity is not done anywhere here in the material world, nor brought down by the devas, but directly from the spiritual world he comes. That's what he said, that Swayam Vekta. And some of the deities are like that. One is Sri Ranganath, and another one he said is Guru Vairappan.
Yeah, that last one. Can you say the name of that last one slowly for me? Because I never heard that one.
What Prabhuji? I'm just repeating what Prabhuji said.
No, I know, but I couldn't understand the name of that second deity that you said comes directly from spiritual.
Okay, that is Guru Vayurappan.
Guru Vayu.
Yeah, it's he's Guru Vayurappan.
Okay. And that deity is also in South India?
Yeah. If you go online, and there are a lot of pastimes. God had one pastime about, and so many other saints. He's known for very actively doing pastimes with devotees.
I'm sorry, who is this explaining to me?
This is Lalitangi Radha Devi.
Oh, thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you for your wonderful questions, Mataji. You make us understand better. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I want to add one point to the Mataji's thing. So the deity came from spiritual world, and before that the deity was in Dwarka. So Lord himself told to Guru means Bruhaspati and Vayu to take this deity to the South India, like where it is right now. And so when they came, the Dwarka was already underwater, and they were searching for. So Brihaspati went in the meditation, that I will go in the meditation, because they couldn't find the deity. So Vayu was saying, by the time he is in the meditation, let me find out if I can. So he found a deity, and he pushed the deity towards him, that he wanted to give all credit to Brihaspati. So and they both of them, they took the deities to South India and installed there. So that's why it's called Guru Vayu. Guru means Brihaspati is the guru of all devas.
Uh-huh.
And Vayu means Guru and Vayu, they both brought the deity to the place. That's why it's called Guru Vayu Appan.
Yeah, it's that last syllable that I can't catch. Who is this speaking?
This is Shama Gauri.
Oh, yeah. So after Guru Vayu, and then comes what?
Appan, it's the South Indian, they can tell. I don't know. I am also not from South India, but it's in Kerala.
Appan means father. Appa means father. Like you have Appa.
Like how do you spell that part? APA?
APPAN. So in some states of South India, everything ends with an. That's the dialect. So instead of saying Guruvayur Appa, it is Guruvayur Appan. It's a dialect of one of the states of South. Two states in South.
And you said it means father?
Yes, father.
Guruvayurappan. Oh. And Sri Ranganath and Guruvayurappan, they're both in Kerala? These deities, both of them?
No, Ranganath is in Sri Rangam, that is in the Tamil Nadu state, and Guruvayurappan is in Kerala state. They're very
Ranganath
close
is
by.
in Tamil Nadu.
Mm-hmm. But both are very close by, yeah, and the cultures are also very similar.
Okay.
And the other part of the question that you were asking, why should we have deities in the spiritual world? The answer is there in one of the older translations, translations of the Bhagavatham, which I really didn't say in the class. But it says that deities are there in the spiritual world because there are some devotees who like to do deity worship, though the Lord Himself is present. It is just an anga of bhakti that they enjoy.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I thank you all so very, very much. Very merciful to me. Yours. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Gauranga Mataji. You asked a question and now we also get the next. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gauranga Mataji, for asking question every day. Everybody gets benefited by your questions. Thank you so much.
And I also get benefit from hearing from all of you.
Yeah, you listen to the lecture very carefully, not leaving any point. So that's a great quality, Mataji, that absorption. So we are very thankful.
Well, Krishna Katha is fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Mataji, sorry to interrupt. I'm so sorry. But there was just another comment that came that there are many such Swayambhuva deities. It's not just two. So I just wanted to add that. And thank you, Gaurangi Mataji, for asking questions.
So again, the deities that come from spiritual world, we call them Swayam. How you say Swayam what?
Swayambhu.
Swayambhu?
Swayambhu is Radha Raman. Deity in Vrindavan is Swayambhu because he manifested from Shaligam Shila.
Oh, which deity is that?
Radha Raman.
Right. Yeah. That one I know. Yeah. He manifested also directly from spiritual world, right?
From the Shaligam Shila. When Shaligam Shila came from Gandaki River in Nepal.
Yeah, so he was found in the river just like that, right? Or how would we say?
That's a Raghunath Gopal Bhatt Goswami. 6 Goswamis?
Yeah.
When he visited first time, and so then he in Nepal, the Gandaki River. So then he brought some Shaligam. He found some Shaligam Shilas. He brought them to worship them. But then
he wanted to be able to dress them, right? And he couldn't.
Yeah, that was afterwards. But then this is so then he went back because he couldn't worship them. So then he went back to deposit them back in the Gandaki River. But so then he deposited, but then all the Shilas came back, in his hand again. So then he brought them. So then they wanted to be he was worshipping, and then some rich merchant. He gave some jewelry for him to work for the deity.
No, say again.
Yeah, the Saligam. But then, so then he was he wanted to put those jewelries on the deity. But then it is Saligam Shila. So how can I put the jewelry on Saligam Shila? He was kind of lamenting about it. So then this one of the Shila turned into Krishna. That is Radha Raman deity.
Yeah.
And
But
then
he said in the beginning, when he saw that he couldn't worship them the way he wanted, he was trying to put them back in the river, but somehow
they jumped back in his hands.
They came back in his hands.
Yeah. So then he brought them back.
Oh, wow.
So he from Vrindavan to there, Nepal, and Nepal to again he went. First time he to deposit them in the river, and then next time he came back to get them. When he went there, he came back to. And this
all the Shaligam Shilas, they come from Godavari River?
yes. That's it.
And that river is in Nepal?
In Nepal.
But where was Gopal? This is Gopal Bhatta Goswami, right?
Alberto Goswami in Vrindavan.
Like at the time of this leader, where was he living? Actually,
he was living in Vrindavan before he was in Gopal. Lord Chaitanya, when he went to South India, he stayed at the Venkat Bhatta's house, and at that time the Gopal Bhatta, he was in this little child, small boy.
Yeah.
And then he had association of Lord Chaitanya, he was serving Lord Chaitanya then. So he was so much attached to Lord Chaitanya. So then he came here.
But the time that Radharaman manifested, at that time he was staying in Vrindavan though, right?
Yes. He was staying in Vrindavan. The deities are still there. Very nice. Small deity, but very beautiful.
Yeah, I know. I love that deity. So beautiful.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Komatiki Mataji. Thank you, Lalitangi Mataji, Priti Vilasni Mataji, for adding answers, Mataji. Very, very nice discussion. And if there is no more questions and discussion, we can end the call here, Matajis. I would like to offer obeisances to Prabhuji and all the Vaishnavas. Vanchakalpatarobhyasya kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah Ananta Koti Vaishnavrind ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
This session is no longer being recorded.
Lochan Prabhuji ki jai and all the devotees ki jai. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, everybody. Hare Krishna.
Goodbye.